Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, please don't forget to subscribe. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. So getting into the video, as you can tell by the title, I will be going over my best and worst purchases of 2020. I really enjoyed watching these videos these last few days, and the main reason is because I'm nosy. I obviously love to see what people really enjoyed purchasing and what really turned out to be a good value for them. But on the flip side, I think the more fun part is really seeing where people's worst purchases. And of course, the worst purchases really are dependent on the person's lifestyle. So while it's a worst purchase for someone else, it might end up being a best purchase for you. But yes, that's my tiny little disclaimer before I went ahead and got started. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the worst purchases just because they're the more fun part to hear about. So my first worst purchase was my computer desk, which I'll insert a picture right here. And the main reason that it was, that I considered it to be my worst purchase is that honestly it just doesn't work for me. It's really small. And I have a really hard time fitting my monitor as well as my laptop. And the only reason I bought it is because the pandemic was hitting. I needed a desk because we had just switched to working from home, which is not something that my company, or I feel like BioNTech in general, really likes their employees to do. So I just didn't have a desk before. And so I thought that this would be like a very short-lived thing. And so I just purchased the first desk that I can find, and that was the cheapest, which was a really bad decision on my part. I'm at the point where I feel like this could go on for another year or so, and just for ergonomical reasons, I really need to invest in, I would say, a longer desk, just so I can comfortably fit my monitor as well as my laptop. So my next worst purchase was my KitchenAid mixer. I honestly have no idea why I thought I needed a KitchenAid mixer. I'm someone who does not enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy baking, and I definitely don't enjoy, honestly, really eating sweet things. If I have, like, I mean, I enjoy like an ice cream. Once in a while, I'll enjoy eating a cookie, but it's not something that I enjoy eating on a regular basis. I would much rather eat something that was like savory over something sweet. But I just saw that every blogger had it. Everyone was baking bread. My sister was baking bread. She was baking all these like cakes for everyone's birthdays, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm moving out. I'm adulting. I really need that KitchenAid mixer. I used it once, which was in that vlog that you guys saw from, I think it was New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was New Year's Eve. Sorry. It was that vlog from New Year's Eve with my sister who showed me how to use the KitchenAid mixer. And I just realized it was just so much work. And to be honest, those cookies ended up tasting horrible. And I only ate one. I don't even think I ate a whole cookie. I just ate one of those little like heart things that popped out from the center. So I was just like, I need to sell this thing. It was just way too expensive to be sitting around. And every time I walked by it, I would just feel guilty. But yeah, so basically I ended up selling it, and the person who ended up purchasing it, she sent me pictures and she absolutely loves it, and she's been like baking sourdough bread and all these different things. So I'm really glad that the KitchenAid found a new home, and it went to a home that would actually give it some love. So the next thing that I thought was a waste of money for me, or a worst purchase for me, really was makeup that I bought from Sephora. So and probably Ulta. I haven't filmed that video yet, but I just have an inkling that I purchased a lot of products from both, well, just in general. I think you've probably seen that video I made about Sephora. If not, I'll link it up here. I essentially bought quite a few makeup products and brushes that, to be honest, I don't know where they are. I don't mind spending money on high-end makeup, but my thing is that I should at least use it. I should know where they are. And the fact that I don't even know if I own them, where they are, that's just really sad. And it's definitely a worse purchase for me. And to be honest, one of the reasons that I probably don't even know where they are is that I just purchased it in haste. I don't know if I saw it on like a blogger, or maybe I just saw that they were on sale, so I just placed an order, whatever the case might be. So it's not a purchase that I thought about, and honestly, that's really where honestly, like all three of the products that I discussed so far, that's really why they ended up being a worse purchase. They were just made in haste without any thought. And so for number 4 would be gym memberships. And the reason that for me it was a worse purchase is because I would honestly never use them. I was paying, I think, like $25 per month for, I can't remember, it's called like City Sports or Club Sports, basically something sports, and I just never went. I would maybe go like once, maybe twice, and that's kind of stretching it, a month. I honestly just didn't feel comfortable. They had all their like sales team sit right by the door, and I just felt this pressure every time I walked in, like, oh, I have to buy their personal training, or like they're gonna sell me something, but I just wasn't interested in purchasing those items or just like those services. And so I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable even just walking in, because I knew that I would be bombarded with people asking me questions to buy whatever it was, or at least the particular like sales rep that / personal trainer who helped me get registered and started at that gym. And yeah, so I just didn't go. I didn't know how to use the machines. I just felt really out of place. So for me, it was a waste of money. And the other membership that I had was for Club Pilates. I will say that the classes were fantastic. The instructors were amazing. I went for, I think, 3 months, and I was starting to see a huge difference in my body. I think I'm sitting like that right now. I like basically hunch over like this when I'm working. And so I have a lot of like neck pain right here, tech neck. I think we all have it. Well, not all of us, but I think quite a few of us have it. So you probably know what I mean. So when I went to Pilates, I was doing reformer Pilates. It just really helped stretch everything out. So I felt really comfortable and I really loved it. But for me, I think the business model just didn't work for me. First of all, the classes are very, very expensive. I think it's $119 for 4 classes. Yeah, you heard me right. That's very expensive. And then if you want to do 8 classes, that is $200, I believe. I think you get like a small discount the more classes you do. But while it was expensive, I was seeing the results, and so I was willing to pay that money just because I was enjoying the classes I was going to. I was really connecting to some of the instructors. So for me, the experience, like the classroom experience, was worth that high cost. But what I did not like is that it was very, very hard to get into a class. They didn't really offer that many classes between like 6 to 8 p.m., which is, I think, normal workout times, especially for those who work from like 8 to 5 or even 9 to 6, whatever it is. Basically, if you work during the day, you're probably working out between 6 to 8 p.m. So they honestly didn't have that many classes, and there was a ton of people going. And I forgot to mention, I think per class, they limit the people to, I think, 10. So it's a very small, kind of like an intimate experience, which is really nice. But if you only have 10 students allowed, and you only have like 3 classes, so that was only like 30 students per day that can get in, and at least in my area, it's very hard to get a class. And yeah, so it just didn't work for me. And also they were pretty restrictive in terms of like, if you couldn't make it to a class, I think you had to let them know 24 hours in advance, which I think works if like you're going to travel, or like you have to take care of something. But sometimes I would end up having like a late last minute meeting, and so I wouldn't be able to make it to my class, and I would honestly end up losing out on that class membership, which I can understand, because then I was taking it away from another student, but at the same time, I just found that not too restrictive. So when things open up again, I definitely will be going back to Club Pilates. just because the business model just didn't work for me. But in general, I would really highly recommend Pilates. It really does make a huge difference, and I really enjoyed it. So my very last item, I'm a little embarrassed to say this out loud, just because I know I have quite a few family and friends who watch my channel. But my biggest, and I would say my biggest regret purchase of 2020 was my wedding dress. And for those of you who don't know, our wedding was originally scheduled in July, but because of everything going on, it's postponed. We're still not sure of a new date yet, but whenever we do have a new date, I'll try to share as much content as possible as I can around that time. I'm really nervous to say this out loud, and I'm just like kind of rambling, but the reason that my wedding dress, or I guess it's not my wedding dress anymore, but the reason that I found it to be my biggest regret purchase or worst purchase of 2020 is because of the price. So just as a little background, I knew exactly which designer I wanted to go with. It's Sabyasachi, for those of you who are wondering. He's one of the best luxury designer brands out there for bridal wear. And the reason I want to go with him is because I've been following his work on Instagram for a few years, and I just feel like any bride, no matter what your size, shape, form, or whatever, she just looks so, so beautiful. Like somehow, I don't know how he makes his dress, his lehengas, they just fit really well, and they just look so good, and I love the colors that he has. And I also feel like it's a really good like mix of glam with simple at the same time, because sometimes I feel like Indian wedding outfits or lehengas can be a little over the top. They have too much sequins, and I don't know, it's just like too much for me, but somehow he's managed to find this like perfect medium. And so I knew I really wanted to go with his wedding outfit. However, one downside of living in the US is that there is no flagship shop that you can go to. There is one particular shop who does specialize in luxury designer Indian bridal wear. It's called the Grand Trunk, for those of you who are wondering. She actually ships I don't actually know if she ships worldwide, but she definitely ships across the US. If you're interested, I'll definitely leave a link down below for her website. But yeah, I walked in with my family and I saw someone else wearing this outfit, and I thought she looked great in it, and it was just like a very unique piece. And my dad also really liked it, and so the moment he saw it, he like fell in love, and he was like, you have to wear it. And I was like, at first I don't know, I think I asked, I don't know how, but I found out what the price was, and for those of you who are wondering, it's $10,000. Yes, you heard me right, $10,000. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, absolutely not. I wanted to spend like $500 or something on my wedding dress. I was like, 10,000, that's insane. Like, who would do that? But somehow my dad was like, you just have to try it. It will look really great, and don't worry, like I'll pay for it, if like whatever. So I was like, okay. So I tried it on, and I'll insert a picture here if I can find it. I was able to take one photo in it after I made the purchase, and I was like, you know what, like, I just loved it. It was so absolutely beautiful. It was very, very unique. And I think the way that she described it, she was basically just like, these are one of those like, I forgot what that word is, but basically it's just like a very unique piece. There's probably one or two outfits out there like this. This is not a piece that's sold normally, and I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I don't know, I thought I was like the Princess of India or Bollywood actress or something, I don't know, but I was just like, I need to have this. This is absolutely gorgeous. If I'm going to spend money on one day, it's going to be my wedding day. Yes, I do have a shopping problem. I do enjoy shopping, but at the same time, I do try my best to save as much as I can. And I was just like, no matter what happens, maybe I can go 50-50 with my parents, whatever. I just need this. And I put my deposit down for a $10,000 wedding dress. Yes. I cannot believe that I did that. I think if the wedding had happened in July, I would still have been okay with it. I still absolutely loved it. It was something that I could afford. And I had been saving up for quite some time for my wedding. So, yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna look fantastic. And of course, as, well, when we found out that the wedding couldn't happen, I reached out and the customer service is fantastic. She's just amazing. I'm just really happy with my experience at Grand Trek. I really did not think that this was possible. Honestly, I wasn't sure, would the wedding be like at the end of 2020? Would it be like some point in 2021? Like, I don't know when it would be. We don't know when we would reschedule it. Would I be the same size? Would I gain weight? Would I lose weight? And it's very hard to modify Indian outfits, lehengas, after they're stitched. Like, you could probably, like, there's a wiggle room for like one size above and one size below, but any more than that, you would basically have to remake the outfit. So she gave me a refund and she was just like, just let me know when you're ready to purchase. And since, you know, I got my refund, and since then I've just been like thinking back about it, and I was like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I think I needed a $10,000 wedding dress? Like, what, like, I don't know what came over me. Like, yeah, I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking. I've been watching Say Yes to the Dress way too much or something. I was just like, I don't know what I'm thinking. So that was definitely my worst purchase of 2020. Thankfully I was able to get a refund on it, so I'm not like attached to it. Whenever the wedding does happen, I will be going with that. I know for a fact I will still be going with that same designer, but I will definitely be going with his more budget friendly line. He's still a designer and he's known for his luxury bridal wear, so it will be pricier, but it'll be nowhere near $10,000. That for a fact I know. And also, the main reason that I can't, I don't really have the budget to afford a $10,000 wedding dress anymore is because of my #1 best purchase of 2020, which was my house. I'm really, really excited and very happy. I really didn't think that it'd be possible, but one of the upsides of COVID is that the interest rates for homes have dropped dramatically. So that really helped me be able to actually afford the payments every month. I think if they were the same interest rates pre-pandemic, I really just wouldn't be able to. So that was one, I would say, one benefit. If you want to think about the plus sides of COVID, that really came out for me personally. Yeah, so this has been really exciting. It's been a dream. So I'm really happy. Yeah, so I have nothing else to say. This was definitely my #1 purchase, and I feel like if you're in this kind of situation, you would probably feel that way too. So going into my #2 best purchase was my Peloton, and I actually have a video coming up where I will be riding the Peloton for 30 days and we'll see how my body transforms. Hopefully you're able to see some whatever difference. I don't know, I feel like my double chin has definitely gone in a bit. But I'm about 10 days in, so I'm really excited about that. Oh gosh, I just noticed the video is getting too long, so I'm gonna try to hurry up. But yeah, the Peloton was the best purchase for me. At first I thought it was at first I was like, what, $2,000 for a bike, or even $2,500, whatever it was for a bike, $40 a month, that's insane. But then I did the math, and basically it's $100 per month for at least the next 3 years, and then after that it's just $40 per month. And I realized that's actually significantly cheaper than what I was paying for both Club Pilates as well as Club Sports, City Sports, whatever, combined together. And it's from the comfort of my own home, so I'm more likely to do it. And the other benefit is that Peloton doesn't just have cycling classes, they have yoga classes, running classes, strength training, core classes, Pilates, bar, whatever. It really is a community. So for me, this was definitely a really great purchase, and I've actually seen quite a bit of a difference in my body since I've started riding the Peloton, and I just feel like the Peloton really has helped keep me sane during this time. It's just a really nice, simple exercise. So I absolutely love it, and it really was one of my top purchases. And so my #3 purchase after that was are my Echo shoes, and I'll insert a picture right here. I did want to show you because they're kind of rough. So I actually saw them on a colleague a few years ago, and I just thought they looked really great on her. And so I was just like, what are you wearing? I really love your shoes. And I went home and I looked it up, and I thought they were just really expensive. I was like, oh God, someone would pay that much for shoes. I think it was like $200 or something. And so for me, that was just really insane. I was like, no, I'm happy with my Converse. They're comfortable and they get the job done. And then I also switched to marketing. So I really wasn't wearing tennis shoes as regularly as I was when I was working in a laboratory. And so, but when the pandemic hit, like in the very beginning, I don't know, there was just like I don't know why, I saw them and I think it was like 25% off or something. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I love them. I need a new pair anyways. So I really don't like wearing Converse anymore. I feel like it's not my style. So I ended up purchasing it, and I just wore them right out of the box, and I walked around in them quite a bit. And honestly, they were fantastic. There was no break-in period. I didn't have, like, you know how if you have a new pair of shoes, your like heels hurt or toes hurt or whatever. None of that happened. They were just fantastic. They're so soft, and honestly, that's what I wear anytime I go out. That's what I wear if I go for a walk. They're comfortable enough for that. I felt like the Converse, maybe I'm just getting old, but they were just like too flat or something, and they're starting to hurt my feet. But I don't get that from the Echo shoes, and for me, they're 100% worth it. Even at the full price, I'm actually considering purchasing another pair, but I know I don't need any more shoes. But if I did, I would definitely purchase another one. So I absolutely love my Echo shoes. And after that is this couch. That's my other best purchase. I would say it's number 4. And the reason that this is a great purchase is because I wasn't initially planning on buying a couch. I just thought it was like a little bit over my budget. And so I was like, oh no, I don't need it. But as you can see, I film it from my couch. I nap on my couch. I eat, I work, I do everything on my couch. I like live on my couch. So this was a great purchase for me. I'm not the biggest fan of like the color and style, but well, I like the style of it. I'm just not a huge fan of this particular couch, but I feel like it's really served its purpose, and yeah, I use it all the time. So it would be wrong for me to say it's not one of my best purchases. It truly is one of my best purchases. And so for the very last item, number 5 would be my toaster oven, and I'll insert a picture right here. So I absolutely love the Cuisinart, I think that's how you pronounce it, Cuisinart products. And we've had their toaster ovens for a very long time at my parents' place. So I knew for a fact that I was going to pick up one for myself whenever I moved out. But this toaster oven in particular is really great because it's a 2-in-1. So it's a compact toaster oven with an air fryer. I've heard a lot of things about air fryers, and when I used to go visit my cousin, she would use it to make different things, and it just turned out really great. So I'm really excited by this purchase. I haven't had it too long, but I know for a fact it's definitely a best purchase. Yeah, so that's my top 5 best and top 5 worst purchases of 2020. Please let me know down below what your top best and worst purchase was. I'm really curious. I really love these videos, and I feel like this would be a really great way to learn a little bit more about you guys. If you want to call me crazy for my 10,000 wedding dress, dollar wedding dress, that's okay with me too. I agree with you. That was insane. Go ahead and comment that as well. But I'll see you soon. Bye.